Hello, everyone. It's Paul Giamatti.
And I'm Stephen Asma, and this is your Bonus-wag with
Elizabeth Banks. Do you buy things like astrology and stuff like that? Do you buy things? Not at all.
I haven't taken any time to investigate, but I'm interested. Look, I'm an actor, so like I'm interested in a lot of like human nature, why people do things and what all of that is. And like if I were playing a character who was really into it, I would totally study it and learn about it.
Yeah.
I've never taken time to study it or learn about it. And so I can't say with any authority whether any of that is right, bullshit, not. I don't know.
What did you study in college? I'm just curious.
I thought I was going to be Diane Sawyer. Like I was.
Diane Sawyer.
Diane Sawyer. Wow.
Turns out I just wanted to be directed by her husband.
Were you directed by her husband?
I wish. No.
Mike Nichols was her husband.
Mike Nichols was her husband.
Yeah,
like
one
great
of the
director. Greatest. So I studied communications. I did study theater arts, but I went to Penn. There's a lot of business people in Hollywood that went to Penn and a lot of storytellers, but it's not like a program that like actors go to or anything like that. I went to ACT in San Francisco afterwards and got my MFA and showcase, and that's how I like got into Hollywood.
I've watched your films about the collegiate a cappella groups.
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. And I really liked them. I enjoyed them. And I was thinking like, that is so far away from me when I was that age. Like I was such an alienated, like just a self-conscious person. And then, but yet these people who sing in front of people a cappella, it seems like a level of self-confidence that's just staggering. And I'm just wondering, like, do you think about this with your own kids? And as a parent, like, do you want your kids to be like these kind of self-forward, like confident people, or do you want them to have some alienation, or are you just like, you don't know what you're going to get? You know what I'm saying?
I want them to be who they are, first of all. Yeah. And then it's a journey of discovery here. That being said, I think you can provide tools for kids to be more comfortable, right? Out of like maybe what is their comfort zone. So like I have two kids who go to schools that really put a lot of emphasis on public speaking and like I was very outgoing, but my husband was more like, no thanks.
Right.
Don't look at me. He literally cannot believe these are his children. Like that they get up and just willy-nilly like talk to people.
That's
like
awesome.
No consequence.
Like giving toasts at dinners and stuff like that.
Like Mark Twain.
My kid was just bar mitzvahed and was like, chill. It's a cute,
Really?
was like a little nervous right before, but only in that, it's happening, and everyone's here. It wasn't like he couldn't do it or he was, and then gave like funny speeches and made jokes.
Awesome.
And laughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, my husband was like, and I've been to bar mitzvahs where the kids are like, never make eye contact, don't look up, get through it as fast as possible. Like, my kids are like, welcome, let's invite you in.
Well, they're getting that from you probably to some extent. I mean, I'm sure they're getting some of that from you.
I think it's cultural too. Like, I think that, and I tell my kids all the time, like, if you can't communicate an idea or a passion or what, you're not going to get very far, you know?
Good point.
I think you're right. And I think everybody's way more comfortable broadcasting themselves all the time now. Back in the day when you put a camera in front of somebody in 1901 and people would get really like, would scare the shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like, hello.
Spirit. They thought it stole your spirit.
Well, I mean, I'm not so sure it doesn't, Banks. Look at me. I'm like, do your kids, they have an interest in acting and performing, do you think? They're
not yet.
They don't seem to.
They do like little school play and stuff, but like no.
Right. It's just interesting because this is the thing I think is interesting about some actors. I mean, I'm doing this thing, which is sort of surprises me that I do this, that I'm seeing, but I think I feel sort of safe because it's like, I mean, there's a topic, there's Steve, there's a microphone. I'm generally terrified to speak in public. I don't like it at all. And people are often really perplexed because everybody's immediate assumption is, oh, you get up and give the toast. And I'm like, I'm absolutely not. And the idea that a lot of actors are actually sort of introverted is something that seems puzzling to people. And then I find very hard to explain. And I'm like, I can't explain to you why this is, but I think a lot of actors are introverts.
Interesting.
prefer a script. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
I prefer, I don't, me going off the cuff gets me in trouble. Like
You'll be canceled.
Well, that's a different thing. That's because you like to talk. You want to get yourself out there.
But my Instagram is not filled with me like driving in the car being like, here's my opinion on a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my buddy. Maybe keep it to yourself,
Yeah.
I totally get it. Look, I think that there are people are actors for different reasons, but I 100% know actors like yourself who do it because they get to hide their true identity side of a character, right? It's a mask. You get to wear.
It is.
Like be a different person for 3 months, and like, and you can, and like it's accepted by the audience as like me. It's like a version of you. Like I also consider myself a character actor. Like I think there's a reason that I am not often just like a leading lady.
No, you are. I agree.
I do, because I really enjoy hiding a little bit. I think it's the trick of acting is what, it's what I enjoy. And I like the audience on their toes. Like you can trust me as an audience. I'm going to entertain you and I'll be interesting. But also you don't know what I'm going to do.
You don't know me. Yeah.
You don't really know me,
No, that's very true. I'm going to ask you one more thing too, because what's your take on the whole AI thing sort of in general, but also how it relates to us, like, the freakiness of it and things like that.
I don't think that actors are completely fucked just yet, but I think that the humanity and the imagination in storytelling, AI is going to get very close. It's going to get very close. So like, I don't want to pretend it's not going to get very close.
You mean in accurately recreating reality?
I think it's going to basically accurately recreate for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
That being said, I do think that there's an imaginative quality to like, I think about something like a Quentin Tarantino script. Now, it can basically just write because it's read all of Quentin Tarantino's scripts.
Yeah.
So I'd love to stop that practice. And that's what they're being sued right now by the New York Times and all this, because they're data mining everything. And soon enough, they're not going to have any data to mine because that's how fast it's going to read through everything that's available.
Interesting. Right.
So I think it's like by 2026, then the AI itself is going to come up with shit. And then,
I was going to say, it's going to start generating
Exactly.
Yeah.
That for me is the fear of like just progress ends right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope that we maintain space for human creativity in thinking and in processing stuff so that we don't just like fall in on ourselves, because like I just think of a simple like everything everywhere all at once. Like, is the AI going to come up with like a dildo fight that Michelle, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
AI going to come up with that? I don't know.
That's true.
But there are scramblers. Like when you code it, you can say, add a little more chaos, add a little more scramble, and they'll
there's
do
ways
that
to
stuff.
fine tune it, which is really getting freaky in some ways.
I think it's on its way to,
replacing
most things, to be honest. I mean, I wish I wasn't saying that.
I don't. I think it's inevitable.
Also, just how many things now when I open my phone, every new update is like, ask us, and it's like it's AIing every goddamn, and every time I click, Zoom. Zoom is data mining this.
Yes, it is. Yes.
We all agreed to it when we agreed to use Zoom today.
Yeah.
Like we're doing it, guys. We're just willy-nilly giving.
I know. Somebody pointed out to me recently, I'd never even thought of it, that those, security things where you're like identify I'm not a robot, identify the bicycles, and the thing is actually just a data mining thing for the AI as well, because you're just teaching them what different bicycles look like. It's like, somebody pointed that out to me. As well as being security, they were like, kill two birds with one stone. We'll keep it secure, and we'll teach the AI more about what a horse looks like or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's true. It's true. It's really fucking bizarre.
As many birds with that stone as they can get,
Yeah, it's right. More and more birds if they can. Holy cow.
This has been a real delight.
What a delight, Banks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It really was. And thank you
for not accusing me of being completely crazy with my ghost story.
Not at all.
No.
No. This is a safe space for all of that kind of shit.
And this was really fun. Who knew?
Yep. And hopefully, I'll see you again soon or whatever. You can come back or we'll see each other on the silver screen.
I'm going to
Christmas movie.
Hang out with me in New York.
Okay. Great. I'm here.
I know.
All right.
I need pals. I got to.
All right. I'm around.
Time on a random Thursday. And really only actors have, although I'm amazed how many people are on the subway at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday in New York.
But it is funny. You're right. Thursday at 2:30, actors are just like sitting.
None of you have a job. We're
Very true. Well,
okay.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. And she was great. I thought she was awesome.
Right. She is awesome. She was great. She was great.
Thank you to all our loyal listeners for writing in. We love hearing from you. So please keep it up. Send us letters, reviews, all of it.
Do you have a
It's
particular
really
episode that you favor particularly over others?
That's a really good question. Somebody else asked me that recently. I don't have a specific episode that I love, although I like it when we're learning about the really like the hollow earth, the hollow moon. That really obscure stuff really turns me on. But I find every episode I learn a lot.
I know.
I enjoy like kind of adapting to the guest too, because everybody's quite different.
Yeah. And
so if you can kind of listen really hard, you'll hear where they're coming from. So that's always really fun too.
No, I don't know that I have a particular favorite. I enjoyed the Ask a Philosopher thing with you and anything.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for Shatner at any time of the day or night.
Yes,
so it's like,
he's got to be right up there.
If he just shows
Shatner.
up. I mean, the fact that we haven't even got to speak to that guy is still kind of amazing to me.
Chinwag is a production of Treefort Media and Touchy Feely Films. Hosted and executive produced by Paul Giamatti and Stephen Asma. Executive producers for Treefort are Kelly Garner and Lisa Ammerman. Dan Carey is executive producer for Touchy Feely. Our series producer is Rachel Whitley Bernstein. Original theme music by Luke Topp, with additional music by Via Mardot. Oscar Guido is our executive in charge of production. Tom Monahan is head of audio for Treefort. Audio production supervision by Matt Dyson. Editing and mixing by Jeff Neal. Animation created by Alex Sokol. Research assistance by Aidan Brooks. Lastly, for more information, go to chinwagpod.fm and find us on Instagram or TikTok at chinwagpod or on Twitter at chinwag_pod.